Oh, I think I made it. There I am. Yay. Are we there? Let's see. I think there we are. Okay. Yes. Hi, everyone. I had trouble getting connected, so if I had trouble, maybe you are too. So I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes to give everyone an opportunity to find us. And then we are going to get started. Hope everyone's doing well. Not believe it is already Tuesday again. It seems like time is flying. And it's our last live for the month of March. How is that possible that it's almost April? I just don't know. I just don't know. It's craziness to me. All right. All right, well, I am going to go ahead and get started. Today is March 25th, 2025, and this is our Tuesday Facebook Live here on DonnaStamps.com. Thanks to everyone who is joining tonight. I greatly appreciate it. As you know, I just got back from on stage not too long ago. I'm still in the process of getting pictures situated and posted, so be watching for those. We had a wonderful time. Needed a vacation from our vacation. But we got to see the new catalog, which I'm going to share here with you in just a few minutes. And several people have been asking me, how do the end colors compare to some of the colors that we have right now? So I'm going to kind of show you those so that you can have a kind of an idea of where they fall. They are beautiful. I'm very excited about them. And in addition to that, of course, I'm going to be posting up some slides here on the group that will give you a comparison to some of the older and even retired colors that we've had in the past. So if you happen to have those in your stash, or they were one that were a favorite of yours, you'll kind of be able to see where those fall. Hi, everyone. Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. Hi, Tracy. Glad you guys could be here. So let me just remind you of a couple of things. And of course, we are now live only on Tuesdays at 8:30. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please be sure and do that. I will also post a link here in the group for you to do that. That way you know exactly what's going on with me and events and any things that are coming up in the Stampin' Up! World I can send to you. I do like to send out reminders about my events so that you don't miss out on those, so keep an eye out for those. And then, of course, anything else that might be coming up. Speaking of the end colors, as you all know, the new catalog is going live on May 1st. Which means that we have 5 end colors that are going away, and I've been sharing those with you. So we have Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, what else? Wild Wheat, Copper Clay, and Pebble Path. So if those happen to be colors that you love, you want to go ahead and get cardstock and also your re-inker if you haven't already, because very soon those items are going to start going away. And I believe a couple of them might have already. So be sure and take advantage of all of those. I had hoped that a couple of the colors, primarily Wild Wheat, would have carried over, since we have so many papers that are carrying over that have that in it, but it's not. And I'm sad, but that's okay. We're just going to use it up until it is gone, right? Now, and as a reminder, again, there will not be a retirement list. So I know that if you've been around for a while with me, once that retiring list would come up, I would post it for everybody, and that is not the case. So we will not know what exactly is retiring until the catalog goes live on May 1st. And if you don't see something in the catalog, hey Stella, if you don't see something in the catalog, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's leaving. It just means that if it's carrying over, it's going to be on the last chance list. And last chance lists can stay around for a short time or go away, or it will move over to our online exclusives. And I can tell you that there are several staples that you're used to seeing in the catalog that are definitely still around. They are staying, but they will be moving to online exclusives. And as we get closer to the catalog, I'll share with that. Now, one thing I want to make sure everybody knows is that cardstock is changing. We were worried. There was a blurb that went out that said that our thick, hey Kim, that our thick 8.5 by 11 was going away, and demonstrators kind of rallied around that and said, no, that is a staple and we need that. So that is no longer leaving, yay. And we are going to have an edition of 12 by 12. But standard cardstock as we know it is changing as far as packaging and as well as cost. So if you are used to getting a pack of basic white in 40 sheets, those are going away, and the basic white will be in a pack of 24. So again, all cardstock will be standardized as far as our normal cardstock. It is going up in cost. Just like everything else, raw materials are increasing, and therefore we have to increase the price of the cardstock. But if you're like me, you know that there is no cardstock that compares to what Stampin' Up! Has. And I love that it's colored all the way through. And so I'm okay with paying that. But that being said, between now and May 1st, when the new catalog launches and those prices go up, it's a great time between now and the end of April to get the cardstock colors that are your favorites and still be able to get them at the normal $10.50 price, because they are going up to $14. And then a couple of other things which I will post here as well to let you know where I see price increases. So again, you can take advantage of those different products that you might want to get sooner than later. So again, it's a great catalog. I'll show it here in a second. I can't open it. It is slightly smaller than we're used to, but that's okay, because most of the products that we were most concerned about will be moving over to online exclusives. So, and I love that they have laid it out like we're used to. We have a page again for freestanding dies. We have a page for all of our designer series paper in one place. And I did mention this the other day, but 8 papers that are currently in the annual catalog that we're using right now are carrying over. That's unheard of. We've never in 21 years carried over designer series paper except for maybe 1 or 2. And this time we're going to have 8. So I'm very excited about that. Country Woods is one of them. That is one of my favorites, and I know it's a favorite of yours too. So you don't have to worry. We're going to have it for another year, as well as some of our other favorites. So we'll talk more about that. I did place a pre-order. When that gets here, I will share those things with you. And then, of course, there will be a new Caddy Kickoff that I'm going to be doing probably the week after Derby. Just because Derby week is crazy, I'll get that on the calendar. And, of course, you'll be able to come and get your catalog if you want one and you don't get it beforehand. So if you do want one, make sure that you message me and let me know. I have ordered them, and as soon as they come in, today was the first day we could pre-order and get them. So as soon as they come in, I will get them in your hands. Okay, what else? We had our first Let's Get Scrapping class at the extension office last Thursday. We had so much fun. I posted those pages for you, and they turned out so awesome. I just love them. And yes, I'm a little partial, but I'm going to try and hold them up so you can see them again. They use that Everyday You and Me paper that has now become one of my very favorite papers. We're actually going to use it tonight. Here is the second page. Now, if you didn't get a come, but you wanted to, this is not a club. This is just a monthly class. It's $30. You get a whole pack of Designer Series paper, a sticker sheet, if there is one, for the papers we're using. Everything is pretty much cut for you except for your Designer Series paper. You get, what else? You get a sleeve the first time you come that holds up to 60 sheets of paper, so you can bring that back each time. But I do have 3 kits left. So if you would like to make these pages, I do have 3 kits left. They are $30. And like I said, I will put the camera down here in a second before we start our project, and I'll show you exactly what is in these in case you are interested. It's a great deal, like I said, because you are getting a whole pack of Designer Series paper, and then you'll see some alternatives that you can use that paper pack for. So I'll do that here in just a second. We also are doing a new monthly card class at the extension office. And if you don't know where it is literally right down the street from the main post office on Gardner Lane, closest to Poplar Level. If you are on the Watterson driving east and you are crossing Poplar Level and you look to the right, you will see an American flag and a big 2-story brick building with pillars. That's it. It's very easy. There's no stairs. It's a gorgeous classroom, and we would love to have you. So it's just called Just Sweet and Simple is the card class. 4th Thursday of the month at 6 o'clock. You're going to make 4 cards for $18, and we'd love to have you come. So if you're interested, let me know. And I have a couple of extra packs for this week if you would like to come. The other thing is Creative Escape. I do them twice a year, one in the spring, one in the fall. And it is April 19th. It is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is limited seating, and as of last night, I only have 8 spots left. So if you are interested, you need to register as soon as possible to hold that spot. And then you have until a week from Friday, which is April 4th, to actually pay if you need to wait. But we sell out pretty much every time, and we are just going to have so much fun. And it's going to include your lunch and your dinner. There's table gifts, there's raffles, there's door prizes. We just have the best time. Of course, I talk the whole time, so I get very little done, but it's just fun to get together with everybody. Okay, so I will show you the colors and the catalog here in a second. Here is the catalog. It is gorgeous, like I said. I'm happy to give you one. I do not charge for them. If you are in any of my clubs, you will automatically get one. But again, you're going to love all of the things it offers. We have a lot of new things geared toward memory keeping. And we also have every color in the new two-tone cardstock, which is a little thinner. It's geared more towards scrapbooking. You definitely can use it with your cards, but it has a white core. So if you tear it or score it, you will see that white core. But again, it's wonderful for scrapbooking. So let's see what else. Oh, let's do our drawing. Be sure you comment and say hello. Let me know you're here. I'll put your name into the drawing for the project we did last time. And this was the card that we made. And again, using that Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. I love it. And I have everybody's name in here. And let's see who is going to get it. Hey, Gina. Hey, Kim. Yes, there is tons, Gina. You are going to love it. We have paper. We have coordinating sticker sheets. There are several workshop kits. We have 2 new albums in 12 by 12. One is post bound. The other one is 3 ring bound. You're going to be really happy when you see it. And for scrapbookers, we also have a virtual weekend retreats coming up that is open to demonstrators and customers. And that is in June, July. I'll post about it. I don't have all the details, but it's enough to make 12 two-page spreads. So it's like the whole year, 12 months. So very cool. All right, let's see who is going to get this card. It is going to go to Janie Bradley. So Janie, I have your information. I will get that to you. And then, of course, if you share my video, which I greatly appreciate, type the word shared in all capital letters. Your name will go into a second drawing, and the person I draw will get a stack of cards from my stash. And this is going to go to Diana Harris. So Diana, I have your information as well, and I will get those out to you. Now, I went to the post office and dropped off everything that I had not mailed prior to going to On Stage. So if you're expecting something from me, it's going to be coming any day. All right. Hey, Sherry Willis. Hope you had a good birthday. And then, of course, when I put the camera down, you are going to see the host code for the rest of this month. And if you place a $35 order in my online store using that host code, I always send you a little embellishment as a thank you. And this month it is the beautiful party dots. I love these. They're small. We've got 2 sizes. Yes, I've been using them, but you'll get a whole pack. But I love the fact that they are pretty, what am I trying to say? Low profiled, so they're not real thick, but they're super cute. So you'll get those as well. Now, if you have not already, make sure that you go over to my online store and open up an account. You don't have to place an order. You just need to open up an account, because if you remember, April 15th, the hostess code process is going away, and there will no longer be host rewards. There's going to be Stampin' Rewards for everybody. That you're all going to be able to earn it. And all you have to do is place $20 orders, and you're going to earn 10% for a future order. You can bank all of those and use them however you want. You can use them with multiple demonstrators. If you follow multiple demonstrators or they're offering something, you can use it with them. And then, of course, people can gift things to you as well. So it's going to be, I got an itch. It's going to be a great thing. I'm very excited. You know, you go to Thornton's and you punch in your code and you earn points and you get your 5 cents off a gallon, or you go to Kroger and you got your Kroger card and you get different things. So it's kind of on the same lines, except that you're going to be stacking up your points. So everybody, not just the hostess, will be able to take advantage of those. But in order to credit you, you have to have an online account. And you have to opt in. So just make sure that you do that. It's very easy. And if you're already an online purchaser from me, you already have your account signed in. Just make sure that the email address that you use is the one that you want your points to go to, and then you'll need to opt in. So make sure you just log in and do that, okay? And if you don't do it by April 15th, that's okay. It's just you're not going to be able to get your points deposited or your rewards deposited until you do that. All right. What else do I have to tell you? I think that's it. So let me go ahead and put the camera down real quick. Hold tight for one moment. Let's get you straight. Hey, Janie, I just drew your name. Thank you, Kim, for sharing. Okay. So, first of all, let me introduce you to the new in colors. And I'm going to kind of show you how these come into play. So the first one is called Darling Duckling. It's this beautiful yellow. And I want to kind of show you how and where it comes into play. Okay. So if I compare it to Crushed Curry, you can see that it is a much lighter color. Okay. And then if I compare it to Daffodil Delight, you can see that still Daffodil Delight is darker, right? We've got our Wild Wheat, so nice complementing color, but again, this looks really dark now compared to that. This to me is kind of like Daffodil Delight with a little bit of black tied in. And this is our Lemon Lolly. So you can see that there truly is a difference within these colors. Yo-Yo Yellow doesn't combine. Hello Honey from previous doesn't really match. But again, I will post all of these colors up for you with some of the older comparisons. Okay? The next one is called Timid Tiger, and I love this. Oh, I was going to get a piece of Calypso. Hang on one second. It's definitely an orange, a very nice orange. It's not real. It's kind of like a grapefruit, but not grapefruit. This is our peach pie, so you can see there's definitely a difference, okay? And then this is pumpkin pie. So you can tell that there truly is kind of an in the middle kind of thing. Here is your Calypso Coral. And you can see that while this has some pinks or reds in it, it clearly is not close to Calypso Coral, but I love it. This one's called Timid Tiger. One of my absolute favorite in colors we've ever had is back, and I'm very excited about it, and it is so on trend. This is called Strawberry Slush, and the only pink that I have that is close is Melon Mambo, and you can see that it absolutely is not the same. Okay, it's more like a strawberry. This is more magenta pink, and this is a softer kind of pinky rose color. And again, be watching after a while. I will post those up for you. The next one is called Cloud Cover. I love this so much. It's such a pretty color. It's kind of blue, but not. If you match it with Pool Party, you can truly see the difference, okay? This one's kind of got a gray tone to it, whereas Pool Party has a lighter green shade to it. I did pull out Smoky Slate because I wanted to see how smoky would come compared to that, since that's our lightest gray. And as you can see, it's not even close. It's a much lighter. Years ago, we had something called Soft Sky, and I think it's similar to that. But again, I've got some other comparisons for you, but I do love this color. I just love it. And then our last one is called Secret Sea, and it's a darker blue. It kind of reminds me of Dapper Denim, or not quite navy, but it's not the same as either of those. Let me show you with, here is Misty Moonlight, so it kind of gives you an idea. Okay. Here is Night of Navy, and again, you can see this tends to be more on the black side of things. And then I did bring in a piece of basic black because I wanted you to just see how that kind of sets the tone. So you can definitely see that this has more black tones to it. But again, it's a beautiful, beautiful blue. And it's called Secret Sea. All right, so that is all of your new in colors, and I can't wait to start working with them. I've got my ink pads coming, and we're going to start playing as soon as we can. Now, I wanted to show you these pages one more time. I told you I'd show you once. So here are the pages that we did in our Let's Get Scrapping class this last week, and it features the Everyday Happiness pack. Okay, this does have some of your sticker sheets and your die cuts out of it, and then we've added some additionals. I love this so much. But let me show you, I do have 3 kits left over. You are going to, when you come for the first time, you are going to get a page protector that you can bring back and forth with you to put your pages in or store your pages. You're going to get a whole pack of the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. Of course, your cardstock that you need, in this case, we use the 12 by 12 basic white to do your 2 pages. Your coordinating sticker sheet. And then I cut for you and die cut out everything that you need to put your pages together, including any extra strips. So you go home with a whole lot of product left. We didn't use all the stickers. We did not use very much of the Designer Series paper. So you're going to be able to go home and make a lot more pages and cards with the pieces that you have left over. So again, I have 3 of these left. And if anyone's interested in them, just let me know. They are $30. And if you need me to ship it to you, we will work that out. Okay? All right, let's get started on our project. I am so excited about it. It is fun, and easy. It's a simple fun fold card, but it has a little bit of pop to it. So we are going to start with a piece of Pretty Peacock. This is 5.5 by 6.5, and it is scored at 2 1/4. Then you need a piece of Lost Lagoon. This is 3.5 by 3.5, scored at 3/4. And of course, we'll put all these measurements and pictures up on the Creative Cove shortly after we get done. Now we're going to use some Designer Series paper. You need the watercolor piece out of the Everyday Happiness. This is what it looks like on the back. We're going to use this side. This is 4 by 5 1/4. You need a strip, in this case the plaid, and it has this textured piece on the back. This is 2 by 5 1/4. A floral piece that is 2.5 by 3 1/4. And then you also need some little strips. These are 1.5 by 1/2, and you need 2 of those. And then I went ahead and punched a 2-inch circle from Lost Lagoon, and then another piece of that watercolor Designer Series paper. This one is the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. So this goes together really quickly, and it's a really fun fold that you can do with basically your standard supplies. So we're going to go ahead and burnish that flap, and then I want to add this strip to this front panel, just like this. I have swaps to show you also, and I'll be posting some of those. I think I brought home 80 swaps, and I got all kinds. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so I have this piece I'm going to stamp on, and I have this piece I'm going to stamp on. But before I do that, I want to bring in this small piece. And what I'm going to do is fold in, and I want to make sure that my mountain, okay, is on the inside to help me reinforce that. Okay, now, this is similar to some other flat folds you've seen me do. But it's slightly different. So what we're going to do is add our adhesive, and you want to make sure that you put this down first, okay? So what I'm going to do is fold that flap under with my adhesive, and hopefully my head is not in the camera, but I want to position this as close to the center as I can, and right up to the edge of my card, okay? So if I put my head in the camera and it looks like I did, I apologize. All right, so we've got that. Then we're gonna take this little piece, and it is going to sit right here. And of course, you can use up all your Designer Series papers with this fold. It's a great way to show off multiple patterns. I'm going to add that right here, okay, just like that. Okay, so we have this. And then I want to do some stamping here. So, before I do that, I'm going to take these two little pieces. And again, super quick, super fast card. I am going to actually do some bannering on this. And you can use a square punch. If you have a banner punch, you can use that. I'm just going to use my snips. And for me, the easiest way is just to cut up and then go from the corner to the cut and the corner to the cut. And that way you get a pretty even banner. I'll do this one the same. And like I said, these are 1.5 by 1/2. You could trim them down if you want to stagger these. Whoops, come on. I love our paper snips because of that fine point. If you don't have a pair of these, you need a couple. One for ribbon and one for just your normal stamping. Okay, so let's see if I can hold that. Yep. And on here, I am going to add these to this image. And I'm going to just kind of put them right here in the center. Come on. Getting adhesive on my glass mat. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one right about there. All right, so we've got that done. We're going to hold that for a second. Okay, so for this inside panel, I want to do some stamping, and I have to make sure that when I stamp that I am putting it more toward this middle so that my flaps will hide it when my card is closed. So what I am using is Unbounded Love. And I have a very good friend that has been there for me pretty much in thick or thin. So I want to just let her know that she is a blessing to me, and she is. So I'm going to stamp on the inside, have a blessed day. Okay. And yes, I stamped right onto that designer series paper, which makes that fun. And then on that little circle from the same stamp set, I have "You're a True Blessing." And I'm just going to stamp that right in the center here. Just like that. Okay. Then what we're going to do is add this to the front of this one, just like that. I love stamping directly onto designer series paper. It allows you to add some texture, but yet put together cards very quickly. Actually, I want to put some here and here because I have that piece right there. So we're going to add this piece right here in the center. Okay, so now you can see that your words are covered, all right? And then the way we're going to close this card is we are going to add our circle over here to the left. So I am going to take 2 dimensionals and I'm going to sit them right to the left of that card edge, okay? Because I want this to overlap just like that, okay? So we'll go ahead and take those backs off. And then we'll add our circle. And I'm down just a bit, but that's okay. I'm going to go like that. So now that holds our card together. Okay. And then I have some of those new online exclusives called the low profile dots. I love these gold ones. And I'm going to grab my poker tool. And I'm going to add a large one over here. Actually, I think I'm going to put my large one down here. And let me add a couple of smaller ones up here. So let's do one up here. Just remember, we have to do them in odd numbers. So we have 3. Let me put one here. And we'll put one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love these. That's too much. Okay. Put those away. And we end up with this. So it's nice because it's very easy to just tuck that under. But like I said, make sure when you do this that you fold that flap down and then add your dimensionals just right up against it. And that way you've got just enough to make your flap, okay? So then I did another one. This one's similar. And that's using some new gems that we have. Okay? And I just basically used the same pieces. This is actually a sticker from the sticker sheet, okay? And stamped directly on it, and then just changed up the colors. So again, lots of fun ways that you can utilize this and mix and match your cards and your designer series paper. So I hope you like that one and you'll give it a try. And again, I'll post all the measurements for you up on the Creative Cove here in just a bit. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, if you're interested in Creative Escape and you haven't signed up yet, please do so sooner than later. That way you know that you get a spot, because I only have 8 left. And then I will be back on Tuesday. Hopefully my pre-order will be here and I can share with you all the goodies that I got. So have a great week. And again, if you need anything, let me know. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Bye-bye.